Okay, as for the other chapters in Genesis go, the first two are contradictory right from the get-go because they're the same story, just told differently with different timeline. And the first, God creates heaven and earth in about 3 days. Then he creates the plants and the animals. Then Adam and Eve on the 6th day. And then on the 7th day he rests, which is really crappy for Christians and Jews because my imaginary friends never get fatigued. So you guys might want to look into maybe thinking about Buddha, but I heard he sleeps for a couple of thousand years or something like that. Anyways, back to the point. And in the second chapter, God creates Adam out of dust. Then he creates the plants, animals, and trees. Adam names all 10 billion species of animals and the billions of plant species we have. And then he creates Eve out of his rib rather. And then in the third chapter, the serpent comes up, convinces them to eat from the tree of knowledge. They both do. God's pissed. They get kicked out. Blah, blah, blah. And then on the fourth chapter, we get to the story of Cain and Abel. Cain being a farmer, Abel being a shepherd. Both of them offered sacrifices. Cain with his vegetarian digs, Abel with his bloody sacrifice. God likes blood and violence more. Obviously, this is where they get the whole God's a man thing from, because he's not pleased with the vegetarian dig. So Cain's a little jealous, so he goes ahead and offs Abel. And then Cain is sent to wander by himself on another east of Eden, I believe it was. And then somehow appears another person, his wife, that came out of nowhere because Adam and Eve never had another children until way after Abel, and that was Seth. So where the hell did Cain's wife come from? That's another question that is never answered. So what I'm trying to get at here is, how can you read this, take everything into belief, and say that this is the true story of your God when it makes no sense whatsoever today? I mean, granted, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, they would have bought into this shit. But nowadays it makes no sense. And it's just in my personal opinion that we need to take this out of the library of the non-fiction side and put it where it belongs, in its proper place in fiction.